What is going on?
All
Welcome
right.
back to the episode of To the Moon. We got Zee. Zee, where are you in Arizona right now? It looks like you're in your studio out in Gilbert.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You've got it right here with you guys.
Nice to see you, man. You sound crispy. What kind of mic you hanging over there?
This is a Shure, I think, Jamil. Shure.
Well, one thing I'm sure about is how dope of a guy and wholesaler Zee is. I got to do a little bit of backstory for people because they won't understand the history that you and I have. So even before I was the face of Astro Flipping, before I took over for my partner Josiah, Zee was one of the first people to come into the program. And him and his partner at the time, Carson Demick, came to my office in person and looked at our operation, saw our people, saw the vibe, felt the culture, loved the energy. And they took a chance in those early days, right? When you don't really have a lot of social proof and there isn't, tons of testimonials and people saying that your model is successful. Those early adapters are super important, but really special to the people that you believed in, right? And Zee is one of those people, and I've been able to watch him just flourish and grow. And so for Zee, since it's your first time here, well, technically, but that's for show notes. This show is all about you, and so I want to highlight your journey. You personally, what you're up to now, how your business is going, and what the audience can collaborate with you on. So let's just first start off with Zee the man. Mm-hmm. You're a family guy. Tell us all about you and what's going on in your personal life.
Yeah, brother. So again, most important thing I am is a father, first and foremost of two beautiful girls, one little boy. So father, first and foremost, Jamil, we're here in Arizona. Obviously, we're working on actually getting our first home here in the Valley as well. Awesome. Enjoying real estate, man. We're obviously doing business virtually, which we'll get into, I'm sure, a little bit later into the episode. And really, man, just enjoying, Arizona, enjoying life, enjoying the fatherhood, and just attacking the day-to-day things that come along with it.
How many kids you got, bro?
I got 7.
Whoa!
No, just kidding, brother. I got three kids.
Okay.
two girls, Jamil, one son. So 3 altogether.
You're blessed, man. You're blessed. I have 2 girls, and they're amazing people. It's so, and they're so different from each other. Each has their own personality and way of doing life. And it's just so awesome to watch them grow and unfold into people and see what that looks like. Mm-hmm. Don't have a son, but I've got a nephew who's very close that I get to watch. So I feel like I have a de facto son that I can hang out with and give back every once in a while. But it's great, man. Fatherhood is amazing. And you seem to be doing an amazing job of it. I follow you on socials and I see you, in daddy mode.
Appreciate it.
So you're a family man, and that's first and foremost. And thank you for sharing that. How has that journey been, being an entrepreneur and then dealing with family and the stressors of paying bills and all of that? Yeah. That gets to be, I'm sure, challenging.
Yeah, well, and it's such a cliche, Jamil, but I strongly believe in it. It's like once you find your why, you kind of find your how. The how becomes more easier to figure out, and it's really a pushing factor right behind just kind of all things that I do. It's like, you have 2 beautiful little girls, looking up to you. You have a son that you're setting an example for. So obviously, you want to do as much as you can. And if anything, brother, it's like the battery pack in my back, keeps me going.
Keeps you charged up, keeps you
100%.
revved up and moving. And even if you got to be on red, it's like you're still got a full pack on you, because it's your family, you know, and
100%.
it doesn't matter until it's the last drop out of you. And even then, I feel like we can run on fumes sometimes, just because of the motivation of taking care of the people at home. And I understand that, because I feel the same way.
Yeah, 100%, man. That's the truth.
So, you know, the thing that I've seen a lot, especially with men who are out there being entrepreneurs, and the roles that we have as society has given us. You know, you need to be the provider, you need to be the support, you need to be the staple, you need to be that person that is everyone can constantly rely on. Entrepreneurship is counterintuitive to that, right? Getting a 9-to-5 job is more stable. It provides more security. I'm sure, you know, prior to your success, there was probably conversations with the missus on if this was the right thing to do. Was that ever a factor for you? Is that something that you dealt with?
Yeah. So just as far as are we speaking on, Jamil, just to elaborate on that, just taking that leap of faith, brother, kind of
Yeah.
I mean, of course, right? So I mean, I think just like everyone, or most people anyways, I would say, Jamil, like I was working regular jobs. You know, I was actually in the finance industry for quite some time, the auto finance industry, just specifically speaking. And, you know, good job, solid job. I was making maybe $50,000-$60,000 a year after bonuses. And of course, you know, like, I mean, like you say, you're a father, you're a husband, right? And all of these things. And of course, it's something to always think about. But, you know, just after meeting with you guys, just kind of going into kind of how we met, meeting with you guys, brother, and really just praying on things, you know, night after night, it just kind of seemed like the right thing. And obviously, in retrospect, you know, looking back at it now, it of course definitely was the right decision. But I had those fears at first, 100%.
And they're normal. They're normal fears to have. And it's the thing, like a lot of entrepreneurs won't talk about the elephant in the room, and I call that the elephant in the mind, right? Which is subconscious protectionism, right? It's what drives politics. It's what drives economics. It's what drives different political movements and socioeconomic movements. And it's the elephant in the mind, right? It's what the subconscious is trying to make us be protective of ourselves, protective of our nation, protective of our jobs. And entrepreneurship is the other side of that. And I always applaud and am very intrigued by people's breakthrough of that barrier, you know, and I appreciate you sharing that. So you found this crazy niche of wholesale real estate. And I call it a crazy niche because it's so specific. It's not like anything else out there. And it really appeals to guys and girls, men or women, sorry, men or women that are looking to get into an entrepreneurial space in real estate, but typically at the entry level, because you know you can do it without money or credit. And so, how did you even find wholesale real estate in the first place?
So literally, Jamil, just kind of from, I mean, a kid, right? I was the guy kind of, my grandfather had about 40 to 50 properties in Flint, where we're originally from. And, you know, I just used to go to his properties and say, hey, you know, granddad, could I, you know, cut the grass on the properties, right? And after those trips, Jamil, we would actually go take a look at like some of the better areas in Flint, because Flint's not one of them. But we would take trips out to Flushing, you know, take a look at properties, take a look at real estate. So I say that all to say, brother, I very early on, and my father's a contractor as well, built up a lot of what still stands in Flint today, a lot of the larger attractions and things like that. So I always was, I guess you would say, engulfed in real estate. And then moving forward, brother, like I said, just kind of trying to do that homework. Hey, you know, I'm a guy with no money, you know, I'm a guy with, real estate knowledge and what's an entry point? How can I get into it? And stumbled upon Max Maxwell's videos, right? I'm sure like a lot of people do.
Love him.
Just begin to kind of learn about this cool thing, this cool niche, as we would say, brother, which is real estate or wholesaling real estate. And just embarked on it. the endeavor, man, like really just kind of like locked in. And I said, wait a minute, this is something that you can do with no money, and you're typically flipping contracts, and no one's going to tell you how many contracts you can sell. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think this sounds good. And then, of course, grew from there.
Love it. So you talked about Flint, and that sort of being the original place for where you cut your teeth in real estate with your grandfather, cutting his lawns and really seeing what he was able to do in life with and through real estate. And now I understand that you are very active in that same region of the United States. So it's like you return to your roots,
exactly,
and in so many different ways. So you do wholesaling virtually.
Exactly.
Let's talk about that. So what does it look like for you right now in business, and how's that been going?
Yeah. So today, Jamil, I mean, as far as our team, we're a team of 8. So we have a team of 8. We're doing 6 figures a month now as of this year, consistently, right?
6 figures a month.
100%. 100%.
Bro, that is so crazy. It's so dope.
Yep. So yeah, we're doing that, brother, and keeping, obviously, your guys' teachings in mind. So we're really, I believe, Jamil, one of the operations there that has like very good net operating margins because of your guys' system. We're growing. We're looking to get into a new state, but just locking in and honing in on Flint for now, or Michigan for now. And in the future, brother, we're going to look to expand a little bit, of course, and try our hand in other markets. But right now, that's kind of where we are.
Let's talk about that operationally from the standpoint of virtual. So you're running the Astro model, or the Dispo model, and really being a good value to the AC wholesalers out in Michigan. What does that look like for you operationally in terms of overhead and manpower? Do you have boots on the ground out there? How is that structured, and where's that going?
Yeah, so I did a little bit of homework on my own business just to make sure that I'm giving out the right information, Jamil. So as far as our overhead, we're at about $4,200 a month as of today. And that's all things included. So that's all marketing that we do. That's all of the systems and resources that we use on a day-to-day as a team. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. And your question, Jamil, again, brother, was what was your question, Jamil, exactly?
Yeah, so like you have boots on the ground guy, a guy who opens the doors, takes pictures.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Yeah, so it's myself, Jamil. I'm kind of overall things operations. My brother is actually working with me as well. Okay. He's actually in charge of all things acquisitions, brother. I have a dispositions manager that actually resides here on the West Coast as well, out in California. A huge part of our team. We have our transaction coordinator, which is actually my mother. She actually does transaction coordinating for us. Oh, cool. And then we have one property specialist, Jamil, which is the individual that goes into the property, takes photos, and then actually feeds that data back to the contractors that we work with. Everyone else is actually acquisition managers in the company as of right now. And we have one VA.
Dang. And you're doing 6 figures. I mean, there's this debate that I get into often, right, with people, and you look at the size of Keegley, our staff. I love it, right? I love the fact that we're able to bless this many people, and we've got this, huge operation. But when you look at it, it's a lot of overhead, and yeah, we have great revenue, but we also have great overhead to deal with as well. And then you see an operation like the one you've created here, which operates extremely efficiently, and you've got majority of the people that are in your operation are family members. So not only are you able to provide opportunity to the workplace, but that's your people, right? 100%. You're paying your people. And then on top of that, you're pulling in, $100K a month plus. So first things first, congratulations on that, dude, because that is one of the most difficult things. But looking at that, have you been tempted to grow? Have you been tempted to scale up further than that to see, you know, if I can do 100K a month with this team, what if I double it and do 200? And what's kept you from doing that?
Yeah. So I mean, I mean, to be frank, Jamil, nothing, right? So we're still trying to scale every day.
Okay.
You know, but we understand that there's a pace, right? There's a tempo that you need to keep. There's obviously a such thing, I'm sure you know, brother, as scaling too fast. So we're always making sure, Jamil, that we're staying on pace, right? That we can kind of keep that consistent tempo going. And like I said, before scaling, because if you scale too quickly, sometimes, and I just personally feel sometimes things break. And because there's so much going on, you forget to pay attention to the small things, you know? So just slowly going into it, brother, and we're not in any rush. Where we're at, we're comfortable. Everyone's happy. We're making money. So, you know, no need to become greedy, you know?
Yeah. You're so laid back. You even just the way you talk, it's just like, you know, you can tell you're an easygoing dude that you just kind of take life as it happens. And I love that, because people like you, and I consider myself in that same category. We live in the now a lot of times, you know, and being present allows you to look at the opportunities in front of you and make the highest and best choice and move forward, because you're not wrapped up in yesterday or tomorrow. And that's a powerful place to be. I would love, though, just because this is an entrepreneurial podcast, and I want everyone to understand that the path of entrepreneurship is wrought with thorns, with difficulty, with failure, and it's not always going to be $100,000 months. It's going to be there's going to be some struggle. And so, can you elaborate or remember a time when you embarked and then it got tough and hard, and you thought maybe this isn't for me, and then what you did to overcome that to get to where you are?
Yeah, 100%, brother. So, I mean, just quickly to say, you know, probably with this real estate endeavor and this journey that we're still currently on, I probably have felt every emotion, right? Depressed, sad, happy, mad, right? Every emotion. But you know, during those times, brother, like I said, you kind of go back and you ask yourself, you know, hey, what am I doing this for? You know, and you really do have to have those times where you ask, you know, like, hey, what am I doing this for? And again, you know, it's a blessing to be a blessing, like we kind of alluded to earlier. And being able to see that, you know, I'm able to provide for my mother, I'm able to provide for my brother, you know, put my father in position to kind of have opportunities, my kids, you know, I have people relying on me, brother. It makes the tough times a lot easier, because I know exactly what I'm doing it for. I'm grounded in a bigger purpose than just real estate. And I think, you know, in just money, the monetary things that come with real estate, it's bigger than that for me. And for me, like I said, Jamil, I think that's what kind of keeps me, you know, on a straight and narrow path, and kind of helps me get back on the horse whenever I'm bucked off.
Love that. I love that. And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier in the show, was, you know, really know your why, and then your how will always, so you're in that, you know, point of depression, or you're in that point of disappointment, or in that point of failure, but you can look at your why, and now you can see a path of breaking through the negativity, or breaking through that obstacle. Right. And it's so simple. We want to overthink it a lot of times. We want to say, oh, it's got to be, you know, an angel must have come down from the sky and blessed them with the fortitude. But, you know, you are your angel, you know, or your angels are the ones running around the house, you know, in diapers and tugging at your ankles. And that's it. You know, that's what we have in this physical world, is all of these beautiful lives and beings that are near us, to remind us daily of how beautiful of a place this can be, and how we need to interact with it. And so I appreciate that that's where you find your strength, because I feel the same. So Michigan is where your stomping ground is right now, and you've been crushing it, doing a ton of deals out there. So first off, I want to let everybody know that's watching this, if you have opportunities in Michigan, whether it be Flint or Detroit, is there any places in Michigan that you're not working?
We're constantly expanding, Jamil. So yesterday we weren't doing things that we're doing today, right?
Yeah.
So we're always expanding. Like I said, we're a heavy in the Midwest. We're a very heavy ROI based. We run a very ROI heavy based model. It's
Yeah, it's cash flow.
Yeah, exactly. So we're looking at the cash flow, and we're just now kind of starting to get our hands wet in the actual. The actual flipping model, I guess, of wholesaling as of a month ago, honestly, Jamil. So that we're always growing, brother. Like I said.
Beautiful, beautiful. Where's next?
To be Keegley, is next. All right. So we wanna grow. We want to kind of be that we want to be Keegley, Jamil, in our market, right?
Yeah.
We want to literally imitate the model that you guys have given us. You guys have literally given us the blueprint. Like I said, when it comes to wholesaling, when it comes to all things real estate, brother, like I said, your guys' program and everything that you taught was literally our life jacket, in the game. So we're gonna stick true to that. We're gonna continue to implement the things that we know are true. And work from your guys' teachings and try to imitate your guys' model, brother. So be more like you.
I couldn't be happier to see that people are taking the model, working it, and then growing it and doing different things with it. And you absolutely have, man. Like you're a very impressive guy. I'm extremely happy and proud to watch your success. Everything that I've seen you accomplish in the short time, man. It's like, a few years here from start to full blown craziness in your guys's world. And that's impressive. That's awesome. It's impressive. So many folks just get stopped, they'll get in, they do it a few months or a couple of years. And, I see folks that join the program and they've been trying to wholesale for 3-4 years and they haven't done their first deal yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
How long did it take for you when you jumped in?
So yeah, to be quite honest, and we're on the podcast, Jamil, so I have to be honest. I feel obligated too, but I had to really go through the training, brother, twice before I really said.
I remember that. Yeah.
So I really had to. Wasn't like it was the first time around. I kind of just, I had some limiting beliefs that kind of held me back. But that second time when I really just said, hey, I'm giving up all limiting beliefs and I'm truly going into the training, that's when I started actually seeing things happen for myself, brother. But to speak to that, your other point, it took me about 8 months, Jamil, to get my first deal, right? I was doing everything, brother, just to kind of like stay afloat. In this journey, I was working at farmers markets, brother, like literally selling sweet potato pies, right? Literally.
Awesome. Wait, do you make the sweet potato pies, or who's doing them?
My grandmother was baking the pies, man. I'm not a cook at all, but just selling. I mean, like literally, Jamil, doing anything, man. Selling devices that I had in my house, electronics, whatever I could to just kind of keep my head afloat. Because I knew that eventually it would literally pan out for me, and it wasn't easy. So 8 months, man, it took me to get my first deal. And then, like I said, once I really got into the training, I was like 6 months in when I got into your guys' program. And then that last 2 months, man, we just kind of like skyrocketed, so.
To the moon, baby. To the
moon. Exactly.
Love it, man. I love it. Zee, you're a fantastic man. You're a fantastic father. You're an amazing businessman. You're a man of your word. I've seen you. I love your transparency and honesty because I remember your journey, and I remember, a couple of months in, we talked, and you're like, man, I just don't think this is working out for me. Mm-hmm. I don't know that the model is really all that I want to do. It's tough. It's this is happening, and we talked, and I was like, stay with it, brother. Keep pushing. and you were really honest. You're like, I don't know that I believe it, but I'm gonna keep going. And then
100%.
it was like, you got it, you hit your stride, and then you disappeared for a couple of months, and then you came back and you were like, brother, I got to tell you what's happened. First of all, thank you so much for making me, push through it. But like, this is happening, and this has happened, and I'm doing this many deals, and it's all this model, and like, oh my God, I can't. And it was such a like a rewarding thing as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
It was really rewarding to hear that and to have that, because my goal is impact, right?
Mm-hmm.
My goal is impact, and to have had an impact in that, and to watch you grow this and see you build a company in your geographic area that's gonna be mine or better, just like mine or better, is amazing to me. It's amazing to me, and I'm so thankful for your friendship. I'm so thankful that we had an opportunity to learn from each other, because even though you learned wholesaling from me, I learned from you, and I learned from everyone. I learned from all of you guys. I learned from you, your experiences, and that grows me as a person. So I appreciate you, and I thank you for that. How do people find you? How do people get hold of you?
Yeah, so Jamil, on Instagram right now, brother, that's strictly the platform that I'm using. I will begin to branch off, I think, by the end of the year into other platforms. But for now, Z_IAM, that's just the letter Z_IAM. And yeah, that's where people can find me. Guys,
reach out to Z_IAM on Instagram. If you have any business in Michigan, he is your guy. I mean, like, get it done in the bank, buy and hold investors, cash flow people, getting into the fix and flip side of things. One of my very first Astro Flippers, and definitely not the last. My man, it's been a pleasure, an honor to have you on here. God bless you, bro.
All right. Take care, Jamil.